Welcome back to the channel. To start this day, I just want to say one thing. What is expected today in the market? As you can see, Meta is about to report earnings after the bell and what is expected. So earnings per share is $6.77, which is ridiculous high, and revenue is $47.03 billion. This is something crazy. Can Meta meet the expectation? Definitely, yes, I think they can meet it because who doesn't use Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram? You tell me. Meta is one of the most valuable company out there right now. And after the bell, we will be hearing from them. Also, the Federal Reserve um stated that they will no longer cut interest rate. They're just staying steady. Remember, last year we got over 75 points cut. So we're working towards that for this 2025 for now. So the second meeting and no cut. So therefore the market took that into perspective and we start pulling back. As you can see that Nasdaq is down. We have been all over from what happened with the China news of better artificial intelligence and at a much cheaper rate. Starting off this year is not so good comparing to last year when we took off and we never returned. We went to all-time high, and with that all-time high, you can see that Nasdaq is forming support at our 200-day moving average. With that said, how can we better balance our portfolio? Because Nvidia is taking it into perspective where Nvidia is continuously selling off each day, making new lows every day. But with earnings on the table to come on the 26th of next month, never count out Nvidia because they're highly expensive and one of the most valuable stock out there right now, along with Netflix and Meta. So Meta is currently trading at all-time high, the highest the stock I've ever been in the last 10 years. But you can see if you had bought Meta back in 2002 at $96, the stock worth $673 as current. So and so far, not sure what happened with them, but 10 years ago they were trading at $24 and news was rallying for SoFi, but it's not looking so good for them. As you can see that they had an all-time, not all-time high, but they pushed up and then pulled all the way back down to $15. Don't be surprised if SoFi is trading at $9 again. Do we want to see the stock there? No, but again, if Meta don't beat earnings after market, I can tell you that most of the market is going to pull back drastically. Why? It's a heavy tech stock. And also, not just a heavy tech stock, it weighs a lot on NASDAQ because it's a part of NASDAQ. So we're looking forward for a good earnings from Meta, and we can say that Nvidia has been selling off for the last couple of days, and this is something we have to pay attention to. When Nvidia pulled all the way down to $15 a share. Sorry, my bad. $115 a share. And again, don't count out $101 for Nvidia and don't count out $90 because or I spoke about this already. RSI is indication downward trend. MACD is indication of a downward trend. So each day we gapped up. Nvidia pushed up 6% and then fall another 8%. Now the stock is currently down over 8% on the day, over 9%. And tomorrow, if Nvidia is at $100, it doesn't come to me as a surprise because later when market close, again, if Meta don't beat earnings, remember I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to say, I told you so. Nvidia will be at either $101 or $90 a share. Why? This is where it found support. Why am I saying this? Because Nvidia has broke the 200-day moving average. Once you break this, it's two things that's going to happen. Is either the stock have more room to pull back and give up most of its gain, or the stock is going to continue to bleed. Again, there's better AI opportunity out there. That's the reason why Nvidia is selling off and it's pulling the market down with it. Alongside with AMD. Look at AMD. AMD, I had support for AMD at $132. And once it broke that support, because look, we have one support, two support, three support. It did not find support here. And look what it did. it break. And even when I thought AMD would have found support at $122, what it did, AMD continued to sell off to $112 a share. Same thing with going to happen with Nvidia. Even though I drew my line and I say 128 would find support for Nvidia, no. Nvidia broke through 128, broke through 115, break right through. So the next support again, don't be fooled. It's $101 or $90 a share. For Nasdaq plays on news. If Meta don't report good later, we can see Nasdaq pulling back at in the 2000s as it did before. Pull back here prior to, and then look what happened. We got a deep sell off, a found support. So our next support might be here. So for TQQ, with that said, for TQQ, I'm watching for TQQ to pull back right on to the 200-day moving average. Once that is said, I think we might find support at $71, and that's where I will think about getting some shares. But for now, stay tuned. After hours, I will make it my priority to inform you what's going on in the market and how can we make the best move for 2025. But don't forget, like and subscribe. And if you think that I have earned your time, please share the channel so others can know what's going on in the market and how can they better prepare themselves.